So our show tonight was out all day taking care of other stuff and taking kids to the doctor and et cetera, all these things that we all know we have to get done. Okay, so we couldn't do our Mandarin Chinese. My wife is asking for some time tonight, so guys, I'm not gonna do the Chinese tonight. I'm gonna speak another language. It gets my meaning. But in any case, I have time to do a viral political machine today, one of our updates, and we're going to talk about Trump in India. Now, there seems to be some chatter of that Trump is colluding now with India. Uh, it seems to be the mantra of the Democrats to use the word collusion for everything. Everything Trump does is going to be collusion. So it's a collusion. He can't be president. He can't simply be the president of the United States and go to other countries just like every other president has since the beginning. Now it's collusion. Everything he does. If he looks this way, Trump looked this way. He's colluding with the left side of the wall. Then if he goes this right side, oh, he's collusion now with the other side of the wall. It's ridiculous. It's really getting ridiculous, folks. But I wanted to point out something. This India visit is for me super strategic. I mean, the importance, and I'm going to show you right now on the screen, of India. The strategy is amazing. Amazing. So let me show you a little bit of the amazing strategy that I see. I'm not saying that I have some secret information that I know what Trump is thinking. No, I don't. But just off the cuff, this India trip is quite fascinating, and I'm going to show you why. Let's take a look, okay? Maybe you'll learn something. Let's take a look here. Let me get this ready for you. Okay, the first thing we need to look at is where exactly India is. So let's take a look. So here we are in Google Maps, and we've pulled out off the planet basically, where we usually are from our Spaceperian spaceship, by the way. And we ask you to pay attention to certain things. Now we know where all the action is happening, right? And all the world and all of us seem to have constant worries about Israel, right? Everything seems to be centered on this part of the map here, with Israel, and what's going on there and we have Syria up here, right? And you have this place of biblical importance, and Jerusalem now here and whatnot, and everyone, all the neighbors, or most of them at least, having issues. We know this. It's not an easy place here. The Syria, we know what's going on in Syria. We have Iraq here, and the history that we've had there, and recent things that have occurred there. Of course, we have up here, we have Turkey with its issues as well. And we all know that Russia, the Russians, the ones that Trump was supposed to be colluding with and best buddies with and all that, the Russians are in here big time. Syria, they want to get into Iraq. They want to, they're getting in with all these, Turkey, obviously, and whatnot. So, we have Soviets that are interested in, being friendly with the folks out here. So we have an interest that Russia has. Now, not with Israel, because Israel is our friend and pal and buddy, but the Soviets seem to want to, partner with everyone else. So, of course, we have Saudi Arabia, which, officially, they're our, what you call a thorn in the side, officially. Officially, they're not too chummy, but hey, we have to deal with other countries, right? We have to be politically, amenable. So that's all. That's the excuse out there. So anyway, they're holding their ground, and then we have, of course, Iran here. Iran, the one who is really, I guess they're fasting and praying there, the Ayatollahs and the whoever's running the show over here, against the West. Okay, and so we have them there, and worries that a lot of people have with what they are, capable of doing if the U.S., looks at them funny or whatnot. So, and before we and we have Afghanistan right over here. You see Afghanistan with the recent things going on over there, and we hear about the pullouts and things like that. That Trump wants to get our boys home and girls home, by matter of fact. So these are these things that are happening now. You wonder, well, what's going to happen with the U.S. pulling out and all of these things. Well, it just so happens that Trump now is spending 2 days in India. Now, where is India? Well, it's interesting because India is just next door here, just a hop and skip over Pakistan. We have India. And India is a pretty big country. Okay, and we're going to discuss how big this country is in a moment. So I'm not saying Trump is over there with my ideas. I'm just saying that it seems to me that from India, the distance from India to Iran is pretty darn close. From India to Afghanistan is pretty darn close. For that matter of fact, India to China is is next door, and of course Russia is not that much further to go to. It's just right up north there, right straight across China. And then, of course, if you look at the distance now, if from India to any place here in the Middle East, it's much closer than, let's say, from the United States. Look at all the travel that we have to do, like from Florida. Our military will have to fly across, and they wouldn't be flying straight across, right? Because we know they have to land someplace here in Europe to then continue their journey down here to take care of business. But India, I mean, what? 8 minutes? 8 minutes or so, 10, okay, 15, just to make sure we get a cup of coffee before we turn the engines on. This is a very, very important place. You think we have Israel here, they're holding their own on that side, but we have. I think India offers us, the U.S., an important back door, easy and quick access to the theater of what we all know and we all feel, and some of you fear, a future devastating conflict that is going to be happening in the near future. Okay, so in any case, in either case you look at it, collusion with India. Come on, guys, come on. This is a brilliant move. If we were playing chess on the world map, this is a brilliant move. Now you know that Trump isn't over there trying to make the deal. He's already made the deal. You know, usually before the president or any president goes out, they've been talking on the phone already. You know, there's certain things that have been done. He has people on the ground, so he got ambassadors and people who work in the State Department in the for the embassies and ambassadorial personnel. I mean, they sit down, they're hashing out issues and discussing ideas before the president even leaves the White House to go and have a visit. So I know that Trump is out there. He's already has the deal, and they're just going out there to start the fanfare, make a big deal. But listen, this is a very strategic move, in my opinion, and the way I would have done. And I'm not saying that Trump is doing anything here other than visiting another country. It's on his list, so we'll give them that. But I like to think there's more to it than just that, and if there's more to it, what I've just said is part of that more to it that's involved here. So, like I said, it's a very good move for the U.S. to get India to to dance with us for a while. Let's smoke the peace pipe and let's work together. I think this is a tremendous opportunity here, and I wouldn't doubt that we'll see some type of collaborations in the near future at the right time. Now, on another possibility, or added to that, is to look at the population of India. I thought I had that thing out there and ready to go, but obviously I don't have it. But just look at it. Let's see, which one did I click? Oh, I didn't click on it. It was right here. Let's take a look at this chart in Google. And look at what's happening. They're comparing United States, India, and China in terms of population. Now, when you think about population, we're thinking about, obviously business, markets, consumers, food, imports, exports, etc., etc. With all this issue with China and the tariffs, and people saying, "Oh, Trump is destroying our economy. He's bothering the Chinese, and now everyone's suffering, and this and that or the other." Realize something here in India. You have here China with this overwhelming population over the years and decades. They have maintained this high population level, always ever increasing, but they have had controls. Remember, they've been trying to stave the increase of population for a long time. But look at India. India is the blue curve, the blue line. China is the green line. And see that India right now is practically neck and neck with China in terms of population. That is massive. 1.339 billion in 2017. Okay? That's just like 3 years ago. And we can see how India was catching up to China about, they were at least, let's say 50 billion, 55 billion um, difference less in 2016, India from China. And then in 2017, they maintained, they increased that just by a bit. I'm sorry, 39 to 86. So they reduced it, let's say, wow, by they were in just 37. See that? So they reduced about 25. So in 3 years, right? It's very possible that at this moment, especially after the coronavirus thing outbreak in China, at this moment it is quite possible that India has surpassed China in population. This means a lot. It means that we can virtually forget about China in terms of trade and start just dealing with India. Replace China with India. This is the powerful thing that Trump is sitting right on right now. Do you know what the significance is to China that the US prefers then India over them? You see that the tariffs, even though they've impacted the United States, they also, right, but more so they've impacted China very severely, and made China come back to the table and start talking, and start dealing, start making a deal. Trump is, a lot of people don't like Trump and whatnot, but the guy does business. The guy knows how to do his business. And now look at what he's doing. Hello, look at what he's doing. Anyone with a brain out there? Can you see? I got two eyeballs with my brain. I got that model. I wonder if anyone else has it. Look at what he's doing. People griping here about our business is suffering and this and that, which is it. We've been doing great, and now as China starts making the deals, and now even more so, right now China really is going to have to come and sit at the table. Seriously, because they're going to start losing things to India. So, and I'm happy for India. I'm happy for the Indian people. Listen, oh man, you know what it is to have the U.S. to deal with in a major way, and to collaborate on many things. It's going to be nice. India is ready to join the rest of the world. You got a lot of population there. I mean, I know that the Indian leaders have to be looking at this and wait a minute, we need to be progressing and lifting our people up economically and in the world. This is and Trump is there. Trump is in the White House. I know that the Indian Prime Minister is saying to himself, man, this is the time for me to bring this nation up to par. And this is a historical moment. It's an historical time where I can really do a significant thing for this country with a deal with the U.S. Right now, it's the right moment. China's over there having its issues, trying to muster up his testosterone against President Trump. And right now, the Indian Prime Minister may be thinking, this is my time to take advantage of this wonderful situation. And I can only see a win-win here China sitting down. We gotta save whatever business we can save, and India getting some of that business that China would have all had just entirely, and now India coming and getting some of that action, and really for India, it's bringing India up substantially and significantly. And if I were the president, I would start saying, listen, we got to have some shoreline, for our submarines and for our aircraft carriers, and some, Air Force bases and whatnot, so that we, our tankers and our whatever things we have and secret stuff can be sitting there ready for when the time comes, because we all know the time is coming. Because if you don't know that, then you've been asleep. All the politics and all the impeachment thing and all that, it's been putting people to sleep. But you have to be knowledgeable that something is coming. Okay. And it's a strategic moment. And people, when they look back in history at this time, they may not appreciate Trump today. They haven't up to now. But later on, they're going to be thankful for the things that President Trump is doing right now. So this is our viral political machine for today. Thank you for taking a break from your monotonous life to see someone more monotonous than you, so that you can get the impression that your life is better now. And so we thank you for watching, and see you guys later. Listen, do the right thing. Election Day 2020. This is a great moment in our history. Be part of it. Do something great.